You're listening to the Last Man In podcast. Covering Winnipeg hockey and the NHL.
Scheifele dances his way in. Scheifele scores! Blake Wheeler finds the far corner. And the Winnipeg Jets win it in overtime.
Last Man In episode 116. Now with less sodium. Less salt.
This is the NPR version. We will not raise our voices.
Low blood pressure.
No emotion. Stop laughing. No
Just don't bring up
I got my daily amount of sodium in
Just
me
don't bring up
already.
Greg's hockey team, and then he won't get mad.
Good thing we're not.
I didn't say the name of the hockey team. I said the Greg's hockey team.
The Greg's hockey
Because
team.
if you say the name, it's over.
Yeah, he gets angry. I shredded and mulched a lot of Greg's hockey team yesterday.
I just realized that I cheer for two teams that just can't hold late game leads. The Falcons blew it against the Chargers. They were up 17 points, and I'm like, I know how this script ends. I've been a Leaf fan for this season. They lose. That's what happens. The Falcons lost a fourth quarter lead against the Seahawks the week before that. How? Interception in the last 2 minutes.
The Seahawks scored a touchdown on the Falcons?
I know. No, it was a field goal.
I wouldn't be mad if I blew a lead to Seattle. I wouldn't even be mad.
But
I'd be like, yeah, I get it.
Did you see the game Monday Night Football?
No, was it like...
Or last
It was
night?
6-6,
Sunday night.
ended in a tie last night.
Because both field goal
Seahawks and Cardinals.
both field goal
they went to
kickers.
overtime and-
Yeah, but both field goal kickers missed 20 to 25
yarders.
field goals
29
to win. Chandler
my God.
Chandler Cannizzaro had they were down 3rd and goal, and they're like, no. We're on the one. We don't know if David Johnson can punch this in, so we're gonna let Chandler Cannizzaro kick this, and he hit the upright.
Dude, hold on.
Isn't it tie?
Not only that,
Anything between 20 to 0, that's a hard kick because you're going straight up.
Isn't
Yeah.
a tie in the NFL useless? Like, you don't get
Yeah.
you get nothing for it, right?
There's a lot of great memes going around because of it. Like Pete Carroll's got
And then-
a great bruh. Like his bruh face is just like, are you shitting me? What did I do?
The sad thing is those teams have been in the Super Bowl in the last 2 years.
Yeah,
One of them won it 2 years ago.
Seahawks. Yeah,
They drive the field. Then the Seahawks, after that field goal missed by Chandler Cannizzaro, the Seahawks drive the field, and Hushka ready to fucking kick the win, and nowhere near it. He missed so far,
And
it
he's
was
good.
ridiculous.
Like, he's not even... Like,
No.
He's good.
If
And,
you're
like-
a kicker in the NFL,
Oh.
yeah, you're good. You're only allowed to miss 4 in a year, or else you lose your job.
He's no Justin Medlock. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
No,
exactly.
he's not.
Although Adam Vinatieri has made 51 field goals in a row. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
well, he gets paid the big bucks for a
Does he
reason.
still play for the Colts?
He's still playing for the Colts.
Man, I feel bad for him this year.
All right, so now that we're actually the NPR podcast, is welcome to NFL Zone.
Yep.
Here.
Yep.
Don't
No,
see the color that's
more-
on Greg's hat.
This is convenient because the hockey that we're going to be talking about took place in a football stadium.
It is very convenient. No, I didn't think about
Wait
that.
1 second. I don't believe the Moose played there. Canucks didn't play in a stadium, and neither did the Penguins. And those are the other teams we'll be talking about. So not all the hockey took place in a stadium, Dan.
The important hockey.
It's true.
Fair
That's
enough.
correct.
Fair enough. Let me just check my notes. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Greg actually brought notes.
I was prepared.
So if Greg goes off topic, we can go after him because he's got notes now. He's not just top of the head.
If you mean when.
Yeah, good point.
Couple things we'll be talking about today. Obviously, the Heritage Classic, which was the headline of the NHL for the weekend, as well as Moose Droppings, our favorite segment. And what else is in the mailbag this week? We'll talk about Crosby now in full contact, as well as who's at the top of the NHL, because it's not the American teams. It's the Canadian ones. What happened yesterday, or what's happened in LA with their goaltending situation, along with their AHL team and their fancy stuff there, as well as talking about some other teams' starts,
Including
and what we can expect
a
from
certain
them.
team that has already had 3 suspended players this year.
Yep,
2.
3.
3 now.
What?
Dale Weiss, Radko Gudas,
Yeah, who's the
I don't know what the third one is. But
There's not a third one.
They said it was 3.
No, there's
3.
2.
Radko Gudas counts
It's
as 2.
2. Pull up that third one. I want to know. I know I'm wrong. I just want to know which one it is.
I actually don't know.
Well, we're getting the answer right now.
I was trying to gang up on you with Dan, hoping Dan
That's
would
fine.
come in clutch, but of course he's a
I don't
Jets
know.
fan.
I
And what
just-
did Jets not do? Come up clutch, unless it's against the Leafs. or the Hurricanes.
I like how you started on Greg's or Dan's team and then you turned so fast.
No kidding.
Just a year of
Hey.
Dean Greg. That's what this is.
The one thing I will not flip-flop on is the fact that I still believe that anyone could have scored those goals Laine did. It's just Laine has the skill to do it. The way I'll defend this is he was in the right place at the right time. His talent allowed him to score those goals. The same way.
Hold on, let him finish the sentence. I have
the same way that Matthews 4-goal night, 3 of those anybody can score. The perfect pass from Nylander, Matthews in a great position for that goal. The goal that he got from Hyman's pass, once again, right position, anybody could score it.
Okay.
And then same with the goal that he got from Morgan Riley. Great pass,
okay,
right on his
so we're on the
stick.
same page. The only one no one else
I'll
can
tell
score
you.
is the
Well,
one where
other
you
players like
dipsy-
high
Go.
talented players can, but
His first goal, not everybody could score it, but it went off a stick and went in.
Yeah.
The second goal, he ripped it, but the net was wide open.
Mm-hmm.
You tell me, I would love to see Roman Polak score his overtime goal.
I think he could.
Yeah, top corner from almost the blue line. Sure.
But
You know who else could score that goal?
Sure. Chris Thorburns going to score that goal?
yes, he could.
Yeah, okay.
It's Chris
Radko
Thorburn.
Gudas could score that goal too, because he's as good as ever. Yes.
His
My-
first
my-
2 goals weren't...
The shot
He
was
did-
great, but Anderson
The shot
out of
was
position.
great, but he did... The overtime goal was the top corner from the blue line. You can't... That was a nice shot. It's a perfect shot.
It's a great shot, but all I'm saying, if we lump all 3 together and don't look at them individually, he was in
Okay.
the right position to score, and that's what you want from a player like him, and that's all I was getting at, was like, anybody can score those goals, but the right players are in the right position to score those
Yep.
goals, and
Are we
that's
gonna-
what the Jets
okay,
haven't had.
So we're having a new segment on the podcast. We don't have a cool name for it, so if you want to send us a name, go ahead. It's going to be whenever Patrick Laine scores a goal, Greg's going to break it down and tell us who could have done it better. Yeah, that's what
I
it
don't
is.
want to shoot
Nope,
a guy.
You signed up for it.
I
You
think
started it. I'm
I think
sorry.
he's a decent player. I think he's going to be very good. And the one thing that I don't think has a lot of traction yet is his physical play, because he does hit people.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the
someone first shift
Yeah.
yesterday.
And that's
I'm
like something you don't notice unless you like watch him live, because he finishes his checks, and not something you normally see from Finnish players. I don't want to take that away from him.
Because he finishes his checks.
I will say,
I
too,
yeah.
the one-timer into the net, like, okay, the goalie was on the other side, but
It
he
looked cool.
He fucking ripped it. Like, it was one of the hardest shots I've
Yeah.
seen.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it.
So-
Okay, well, this is my preemptive one. Okay, so far we have Patrick's Parade for Nolan Patrick and the draft this year. Greg, brought to you by Greg and his angriness, pooping on Patty's Lane.
I'm not gonna poop on Patrick Laine all
You're
year.
pooping on Patty's Lane. You signed up for it.
Braden Shen was the third flyer.
Damn it. Oh, hold on. That happened last year. It's carrying over.
He's still suspended.
Yeah, but
He's still
not
suspended.
this year. It's carrying over. It's different.
He's still suspended for the first 3
Okay,
games.
well, 3 are suspended, but 2 happened this year. That happened last year.
It happened this calendar year.
Yeah.
Playoffs. This season.
Yeah, well, you know what? Gudis
He
could have
is
been suspended
suspended.
You know what?
twice
He's
in
back, by the
preseason,
way.
so-
He's back tonight. First game back. Oh, there's a rookie NHL ref. I don't know his name because he's a rookie. His first game tonight is in the Bell Center with the Habs playing the Flyers.
That's a fun game.
Oh, birth by fire,
Good luck
sir.
to that
Birth
guy.
by
Good luck.
fire.
Good luck.
Now, as much as I want to shit on Patrick Laine, there's a better Finnish player that played in Winnipeg, and he was in Winnipeg this weekend for the Alumni game. The game between the Jets greats and the Oilers greats. Both Dan and I were at this game.
Yari Curie. You're right.
Yes, Yari Curry.
No,
yeah,
no, I
that
know
Winnipeg Jet, because he played for the Winnipeg
He's
Jets.
so good.
Totally played for the Jets. Yeah.
Oh, I missed that.
You
for
couldn't
a
even actually. I don't even think Solani played because you couldn't hear his name get announced. It was so loud. Him, Gretzky, Messier.
I have to question
God,
whether
it was
I have to question how scripted that ending was, because like, come on.
Did you? They added time on the clock at the
Yeah,
end of
they
the game,
did,
right?
which was weird.
Did you get?
I-
Did
there
you
was
see
like
that? I
3
saw it on
sec-
TV.
yeah,
I think
there
the
was
guy
3, and then it
screwed
went
up.
to like a minute.
I think it was a botch, because
I think
It
they
wasn't-
forgot to stop it at some point.
I wish we could have that time guy for every World Junior game. It's like, ah,
Let's put
damn
it
it!
this way.
Oh, another minute. Sweet.
let's put it this way. Teemu has what? At this time, it's 5-5. There's 5 seconds left. Teemu has 2 goals, 2 assists, or a goal and 3 assists. He gets the puck in front of his own net and starts getting up the ice, and someone dives and takes out his legs to get the penalty shot with 3 seconds left. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he meant to do that.
There was
so
no
the
one
Jets could
between
win.
Timu and the goalie. I didn't see the game.
Teemu was in front of his own
No,
net.
but any penalties in the
any
Alumni
penalty is a
game
penalty shot in the
are
Alumni
penalty
game.
shots.
Oh,
It was
awesome.
it was 3 20-minute runtime periods, and any penalty was a penalty shot. So the guy, I think it was Craig Simpson. He just dove and took him out.
Yeah.
Good guy, Craig Simpson.
So he got a penalty shot.
Good guy, Craig Simpson.
With 3 seconds left, and he scored the winning goal. Of
course he did.
against Curtis Joseph. Who wouldn't score against Curtis Joseph?
A lot of people in the playoffs when he was playing for the Leafs, he had like 150 minute.
Is he also? He's got to be friends with. Wait, who's the next captain?
Do I know?
Gilmore.
Right. That's right.
Do you want to know an
Right.
awesome stat
Just checking
about
in.
Curtis Joseph?
What's
He
that?
has the most.
He has the
losses.
most losses in NHL history.
But that means he plays a lot too, then, right?
Oh yeah,
He's the
Well,
only
that's
goalie. No, he's the only goalie in NHL history of 30 wins with 5 different teams.
oh, he was
Dang.
good. But he played for some bad teams.
Well, hey, Brett Favre has the most interceptions because he's just like, yeah, fuck it, right down the middle. I'll break your fingers. There's still a lot of animosity towards Brett Favre. I'm a Vikings fan.
Yeah, he brought you to the NFC Championship.
Yeah, and he also took us away out of the Super. He's a dick. He's the biggest dick of all time. He's like, you know what, guys? I'm bringing his sweet, sweet land. They're taking it away so quick. He's like, go right up the middle. There's not a minute and a half left in this game. Get doggy. Right
So,
to the middle linebacker.
For you,
Irrelevant.
what was the best moment of the Alumni game?
Oh, pause quick.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was a trade mid-game.
There was
Like
a trade.
like Glenn Anderson.
No,
What was that about?
I didn't know there was a trade.
something Lindstrom. I don't remember his first
Oh,
name.
Lindstrom.
He played for
yeah.
both teams, so that he played for the Oilers for the first 2 periods, and they traded him to the Jets for their first
Did he
round
get
pick in the
equipment
next.
too?
Oh yeah,
Nice.
Full year.
Oh, wait, did Warrior sponsor the alumni game?
I don't think
Because
so.
every guy was
a lot of
using
the
Warrior
guys
glove
were,
and stick.
A
Helmet's
lot of
different,
them.
but almost every one of them. So
I
favorite
mean,
moment.
for me, it's a tie between seeing Wayne Gretzky on the ice and playing hockey, and seeing Teemu in a Jets jersey again. Like, I can't really put one over the other because they're both pretty cool. The game was just fun. It was like, whenever there was a blown penalty, the fans would boo the ref, like jokingly. It was just fun. Like, it was just totally fun.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
It was a fun event, and I'm with Dan. Like, it's tough to say what's better, seeing Wayne Gretzky play somebody that like you were just told how good he was. He wasn't great in this game, but how good he was.
Allegedly, he had a cold or a flu, and that's why he barely played.
Oh, of course he did. Of course he had excuses
Fuck
for his
you.
poor
There you
play.
go, Cam.
Wayne
and
Gretzky
then you have Teemu, who just kind of
is
like
awesome.
soaked everything up so much. And
How
like,
was Howard Chuck?
he was fine.
He got a pretty good cheer too.
Yeah.
Howard
like,
Chuck.
it's so like it's so weird. A guy that was a captain for this team for almost a decade was like the face of the Jets for almost a decade versus a guy who played 3 seasons here. All he did was score 76 goals in 1 year. And people love him more than anyone else. And it's 100% his character. I'm not saying Dale Howardchuck's got a bad character, but holy shit. It's hard to not like Teemu. Like,
They
he's
gave him
just
keys to the city, and in the interview after or mid game.
During the game,
During the game, was it on the bench when they did that?
Oh, yeah, he said he was going to the PAL.
he said he was going to open the PAL.
Reopened the Palomino Club, which to non-Winnipeggers is a cougar bar, to say the least. It's where old ladies go.
That was like the place where the Jets would go after.
I guess, right, yeah.
But that's like when Jay Onrait was here, and I'm sure Americans who watch FS1 know who that is. When he was working here in Winnipeg for, what was it called? Breakfast Television. And he would often say, like, and he said it in his podcast before, that he would go to the Palomino Club. And it's just like, because they call it world famous, but really, it's just like a laughing joke. It's a running joke.
It's not a terrible place. I went there for a social, and like the bartenders and stuff, I was waiting to get a beer. And then this lady, like...
Whoa, hold the phone. You were waiting to get a beer? Was this when you were drinking?
Yeah, this is back in my youth when I had it.
Forgot about Cam.
Yeah.
Cam drinking is scary.
Drunk Cam is the
terrifying.
best.
I know what you're talking about. And I don't
Drunk
remember
Cam
any
is
of
the
it.
best.
I don't remember
It's
it.
like, have you...
I do.
Do you guys... What's everyone's favorite segments? I know, Jim Benning. That's Drunk Cam. That is Drunk Cam.
No, that's not drunk Cam. That's the scary part.
Anyways, I'm waiting to get a beer, and this waitress comes up and just gropes my bum. She's like, "Oh, can I give you a hand?" And I'm like, "Yeah, can I get a beer?" She's like, "Yeah, what kind? We got this," and just started hitting on me like nobody's
I don't think
business.
that's the hand she wanted to give you.
And this probably not. And this lady
Just saying.
was aggressively trying to hit on me or just get a tip, and I'm cheap, so that wasn't happening. And I'm oblivious,
on her.
but I knew she was hitting on me for sure. This time I knew.
You
This
know what
time
you
I
should
knew.
have said? Like, you were probably, what, like 19, 20?
Like 19 for sure. Yeah.
lady, in 4 years, I'm going to start a podcast with 2 misinformed friends, and 2 years after that, one of my friends is going to go crazy because one of his teams lost in a game and to the other team.
And you're gonna want to be listening. Oh, so
You know what's
I'm
fucked
gonna reveal
about
to
that?
her that I can see the future, and
know
I'm
what
only
else?
gonna tell her about a podcast
Yeah.
and not anything else. Nothing else.
You know what's fucked? When you were 19, there was no Winnipeg Jets.
Yeah. No,
Isn't that fucked?
Well,
That's true.
it is. Yeah, but I mean,
We
hey,
were sitting at University of Manitoba watching the fucking Randy Muller, like goal calls.
Yeah.
Florida Panthers radio announcer.
Yeah, I'll tweet it.
And that's the
worth
first
it.
year that Buffalo was playing for the Atlanta
First and only
Thrashers.
year he played for the Thrashers. And I still remember, I went to a Moose game.
I'm trapped in a glass case of emotion.
I went to a Moose game with Cam and I don't remember who else, but we were sitting there and I wore my Buffalo Thrashers jersey, and this was like March 2011, and the Jets came back in May 2011, and some guy behind me is like, who gets a Buffalo jersey? Who gets a Thrashers jersey? You know what? Who's laughing now? Just saying.
Speaking of that team, the Jets did win the Alumni game 6-5. The low light of the game was the flyby.
What?
Where
Planes were quiet.
2 planes flew by, and
Like-
they were...
Like World War II propeller
Like,
planes.
you could have heard me last podcast yelling over the planes.
To be fair,
Like,
the
the planes were not
the
loud.
like snowbirds and like
Yeah.
the F-18 yesterday was super quiet too.
Oh, really?
Is it because it's like sciencey cold air makes it quiet, suppresses the sound?
You know what? I wouldn't
Winter
know.
is a lot quieter than summer.
That's true.
Read into this what you will.
Go
Teemu
ahead.
Selänne tweeted 12 hours ago with a picture of him in his Jets jersey saluting the crowd. Thank you, Winnipeg, with a couple clapping things. Then he says, I'll be back, ... Smiley face.
I'm sure he
So-
comes back to visit.
European scout, amateur. Like think
Why?
about
Why
management.
not? Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
If you have a good relationship with the
Just get
team,
him to travel over
Yeah.
in Europe. I'm sure he'll do it.
I'm sure he wouldn't.
I mean, he's
mind.
got a family. No, wait, he lives in California.
I'm-
Why would he live in Europe?
I'm not
Doesn't he live in?
His family is
Or in
based out of
Finland?
California.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Orange County.
I'm not saying anything, but
I want to go to his house, have a beer with him,
I would
golf
not
with him.
I would not be surprised. I'm not saying this is gonna happen.
touch his hair.
But at some point down the road, if he is a coach for the Jets in some capacity, I would not be surprised.
Like an amateur coach?
Like an assistant
Just
coach.
something.
Player
no,
development
just,
coach?
I could see him in
Granted,
a
he-
part of the brass somewhere.
He
or
might
the
go
Ducks.
to the Ducks. He played most of his career there. He has, but I think he's got a soft spot, and I
mean,
think if he ever got the itch and there was, I think he'd do it.
I live here.
He has
So,
this-
I mean, I know the weather. So does he. If I had a choice between California year-round or Winnipeg, I might take California.
You might, but
You also got to look at which
what's he wanna do with
franchise,
his life,
but
though?
which
Yeah.
franchise do you have a better relationship with? Is it the Anaheim Ducks, which are
I
going
think
on a
both of them.
landslide potentially, or the Winnipeg Jets, which have never shown you anything but love? And same with I don't like.
I could see. I think it's going to be more of like if we're speculating, it's going to be like a scouting position right now,
Yeah.
or like player development type.
Could be
because
USA.
he's still got like a decently young family. Like his boys are like teenagers now, but he's still got like a younger daughter too. So
Yeah.
he's got a big family. I'm
just
sure.
remember, year one, his game here. He brought his wife and his kids, and his wife said, "I love it here. I'd move here if he wanted to."
Yeah, but okay, no, I totally get that.
I know.
He'll
I
probably
get
wait
it.
for one or two of his kids to
I
graduate
get that,
before
but
he
I'm
does
just
that.
saying. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm
It'd be
saying
cool, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. So lead into the actual heritage.
Actual hair. Oh, before that,
Oh, go.
I was walking on the concourse with a friend of the show, Kevin White,
Okay.
and we see these like 2 guys walking, and they're like taking pictures with people, and I'm like, Kevin, is that Nick Kiprios? He's like, yeah, it is. And I went to go shake Nick Kiprios' hand, and then I pulled back because I didn't know what to say to him. Be like, well, what do I say?
You're a
here?
shitty
China
hockey
Club.
reporter. Hey,
China Club. Always from Steve Dangle podcast. Be like, yeah, China Club. Woo!
I
Shake
didn't.
it.
I totally forgot about that. I was trying to think
you
of
say
something
anything?
from now.
Did you look
no,
at him?
I looked at him and I'm like, I don't know what to do now.
Did you say that
I'm
in
that
his face?
awkward. I'm in an awkward position. No, in my head I was like, fuck, I'm in an awkward position.
Who else was he with? Who was the other guy?
David Amber.
David Amber. I don't know who that is.
The
You work for TSN.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I got it.
Now he's
Okay.
part of the.
Did you see Drager or any of those guys?
No,
Didn't see.
I did watch Tom Cochran perform though.
Who's that?
My
Life is a
boy's gonna
highway.
play in the big
Oh,
league.
shit, I know that. Which one?
Life is a highway.
Oh,
Life
you
is
know
a
Tom.
yeah, no.
highway.
I know. I just, yeah, got it. I want to ride.
He's
Yeah.
famous. He's from
Oh,
Manitoba, so
Yes.
you know.
Now to the actual game. The Oilers and the Jets had to play each other. The headlines were essentially Connor McDavid versus Patrick Laine and the rest of the Winnipeg Jets.
I think
in the nicest jerseys.
the major headline was going into the game. We don't know if we should do a game in Winnipeg. It's going to be too cold. There's too much sun. We can't start the game on time. Because that's what happened.
Postponed like 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you guys do during that time?
I said, okay, well, there was a whole tailgate plaza area out in the parking lot. So we showed up early Sunday because Sum 41 played.
And?
Oh, awesome.
God, yes.
They played for like an hour. And it was like a concert. It was
That's
awesome.
wicked.
But then, so it was like, they were done at like 1:15. The games will start at 2. And there was no announcement or anything. So we walked over. We got to our seats, which took 25 minutes because it was like wall-to-wall people because you couldn't move.
Ridiculous.
And then they play a thing. They're like, oh, due to the intermittent sunlight, the game time's been postponed. Warm-up's going to start around 3, and it was like 1:30. It was like 1:40.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, yeah, game's going to start by 4. So we sat in our seats for a while. They were playing like Jets videos. And then we got up and we went in the Bomber store, walked around and got food.
How was the gear for the Heritage stuff?
It was sold out.
Oh,
Yeah, like you
I
couldn't
liked
buy
the
anything.
tubes.
There
The
was,
Jets
I
tubes were nice.
walked by as one of the like jersey and like merch stands like before the game started, and they had Edmonton Oilers like children's T-shirts. That's all they had. Everything else was gone.
It was
empty.
ridiculous.
It was
And
empty.
the amount of money that the Jets and I guess the NHL made off of these heritage jerseys that the Jets had, it's stupid.
Even
I
the
don't
Oilers,
even want to know.
like
The Oilers stuff.
I know the Jets don't make money off of it, but there are a lot of Edmonton people there. Oh, and funny story, I heard this on the radio today. They ran out of beer. They had to go to the LC and get beer, a beer vendor and get beer. Yeah.
For the game?
Well, yeah, because when you
the
think about it,
delay,
because the
right.
2-hour delay,
Right.
you only kind of think about
And
this much beer.
allegedly, scientifically, gives you the illusion that you're warming up. So it makes you feel
It was
warmer.
honestly wasn't cold yesterday.
Wasn't
No, it was
cold
nice.
during the Saturday game
I
either.
mowed my lawn in shorts and a hoodie yesterday, so yeah.
However, the
And
Heritage
winning-
Classic game, kind of cold.
For the Jets,
Yeah.
Jets look really good in the first period.
Offense was cold.
First period, they looked fantastic. Like, it was great. And then, end of the first period, we went up to get some food. And because of how many freaking people were there, we were gone from the end of the first, and we got back in our seats with about 5 minutes to go in the second. So I missed the first 2 Edmonton goals. I heard one, like, the puck jumped over Bufflin's stick and the guy got a breakaway or something.
Yeah.
Bufflin just misjudged what I think it was Letestu
Yeah,
was going to do.
he thought he was going to go dive, and so he
Yeah.
went to go put his foot down to block the puck and the body,
Oh,
and
yeah.
Letestu's just stepped around him.
And then
he
the
just
other
went.
one,
It was just a misjudge.
and then I saw the
Connor
one where,
McDavid was the other one.
that was that one. Then I
Oh,
saw-
it's just
and then there was the one where Line coughed the puck up and
which is
Cassidy
going to happen.
scored.
Which is
But-
going to happen when you have like
Well,
that.
young player, it's
Before
gonna-
I like,
Oh,
I'm
anyone
not
would have caught that.
exactly.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I do have to say that I really liked that Laine did that I started to finally notice in this game, carrying the puck. He hadn't been doing it for any of the games. This was the first time he seemed to actually take the
Enter the
puck off
zone.
with. No, it wasn't even that.
He looked-
Even exiting the zone.
Up into this game,
Confident.
like
Yeah, there you go.
up to this game, whenever he got the puck, he looked awkward. Like, this game was different, but like every time he got the puck, like he looked awkward. If someone came near him, he'd get nervous and like, and that's why I said it last week when I said I hope he's not just a shot because everything else looked really shaky. But this game, he looked good. One of the refs had like a GoPro on his head, and they
They did. Oh,
and they showed him dangling some guy from the GoPro, and I was like, oh,
actually,
oh man.
Yeah, he
I
had a really
think
nice
I have
stroke.
that clip. I will tweet. I'll tweet out any clips of like that. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
know that
Patrick Laine looks.
I know he made the blunder for a goal, but he was probably their best player yesterday.
The one thing that I was really kind of surprised that it wasn't ran at all as kind of a showdown was the Jesse Puljujarvi versus Patrick Laine. Like
Did
the
he
two Finns. He was in the game.
Did he play?
He was
I didn't-
98.
He did.
They
Number
never even
98.
mentioned him.
I
Right?
know.
Number
which is-
9, isn't he?
98.
Why is he wearing 98? I thought he was wearing 9.
No.
What?
98.
I honestly, up until right now, totally forgot he even played.
He
Puljujarvi.
started
No
in the
idea.
A, so.
No
Yeah.
idea.
No, he was up for the game. You know.
Oh, visually, because I wasn't at the game.
Yes,
Dan
I was. Yeah, I was
On
watching
TV, this was the best looking outdoor game I've seen
It-
personally.
It looks sharp.
Because baseball stadiums suck.
Well, it's not
They
built.
suck.
The camera angles aren't built for
But
the
like
baseball
even
stadium.
that, like because it's the smallest. This has got to be the smallest outdoor game that's the NHL has hosted.
Probably.
Yeah, because it's CFL. The other ones have been NFL stadiums, so they're
But-
monsters. This one looked
And it's
great.
also been BC. The Canadian ones have been BC Place,
Which is
holds
indoor.
50 to 60,000 people.
It's indoor and
and
it
then
looks
the
great.
other one is in Edmonton, which
Commonwealth.
Commonwealth,
60,000.
which 60,000.
Yeah.
So
But it
this
looked
this
good.
was the smallest one, and yes, it looked camera angles were great. They also had the sliding camera that showed overheads,
Yep.
which was really cool.
It was fun because whenever I couldn't see there was a blind spot, I just watched the camera go back and forth on the wire. It was entertaining.
The one thing I have learned though is I had friends that were sitting like row 3. Oh god, they did not like their.
I now know, yeah.
Yeah, don't sit.
Yeah, where were you sitting?
We bought the cheapest price range, and we were sitting in row 6.
Yeah.
And I see why the higher seats are more expensive, because when you're down, like where we were, like we were on the side, row 6. When the puck's on the far side, you can see everything. Like, it's not perfect, but you can see everything. But when the puck's on the side closest to you, the boards are there, so you can't see the puck. You see the top of the players, so you don't.
And you
really
see faces and eyes looking down.
Yeah, and there's some like. So I do get, and I kind of figured that's why because I was like row 6 and we're paying $180 for both. Like, that seems wrong.
Yeah.
But it definitely makes sense.
This
But,
is actually
just to be there, and however bad they played, whatever, it was just fun to go to.
Yeah, oh, it looked awesome. And even like this weekend, I saw. So I know Oilers are a young up and coming team now. Well,
Playoffs.
No,
told
yeah.
you.
No, I'm just saying. And because they're a Canadian team, a lot more former Oiler fans are like new fans. There's a lot of Oiler fans in this city this weekend, especially. But
I will say this: their team looks good.
Yeah,
I know it's early, but their team looks good.
they actually look like they have something going. We got to move on because it's been a while.
Oh,
But
I have to say this: the winning 50-50 amount yesterday.
yes.
The person won $207,000. That means the pot was over 400K.
So
Oh, and we call it a 50-50. We don't do what Minnesota Twins do. Split the pot raffle tickets.
what?
Yep. Go to a Twins game. It's called Split the Pot charity raffle tickets.
Meaning what?
It's 50-50. It just sounds dumb.
Oh.
They split the pot.
So the rules are the same.
Yeah. Oh, the exact same. It's I didn't like it. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, just because we're running short
Yo,
on time.
go.
The Jets have experimented, obviously, with switching up their top lines, with moving Bline, but also taking Mark Scheifele away from Blake Wheeler. Obviously, it worked against against the Leafs, but is it time to maybe revisit putting the original top line back together, and also looking at maybe bringing Andrew Kopp up from the Moose?
I know people, like, I was listening to the radio today and they were kind of debating this, and they haven't really played a full solid game yet through their first 5 games. They've played bits and pieces where it looks really good and bits and pieces where it looks really bad. And they've made a lot of mistakes, like mistakes that have cost them goals.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they play well and then they make a mistake and it's a goal and then changes everything. Like yesterday, they were the better team until that Bufflin whatever happened, and they scored and then that was it. Up until then, they were playing great, and also their goaltending hasn't been bad, but it also hasn't bailed them out. And the way that they're playing right now, that's kind of what they need. And if they don't clean up their game, then they're not going to win if their goalies can't stay on their heads, which they're not going to do every game.
Well, and don't look to the AHL if you want goaltending, because Pavlik, through his 3 games so far this season, which I was going to get to with Moose droppings, has a .907 save percentage with a 3.25 goals against average.
The Moose are a bad team, though, too.
They're 2-2, aren't they?
No.
2-3.
Yes, 2-3.
But they've let in.
Sorry, 2-3-1.
2-3.
Comrie has a 918 save percentage and a 2.36 goals against.
I know
so far.
People don't want.
It's not terrible. But
people don't want me to say it, but you're just gonna have to. The fans are just gonna have to fight it out this year and ride it out, and they aren't gonna push the panic button because they're not playing well.
No,
they're gonna ride it out. They're gonna give Kyle Connor a year to play. They're gonna give Patrick Laine a year to play.
But I thought that was the purpose of doing that with Andrew Kopp, and then just sending him down to the AHL seems kind of.
There was some. I think there was some he's on a 2-way contract.
Well, that's the only reason.
And I
why.
think that's the only reason he went down, because they didn't have to risk losing anybody. Granted, I know they're not playing Thorburn in that, but they still obviously didn't want to lose him for nothing.
Yeah,
so
I just think Kopp would.
He is a good guy to be around the players, even if he's not playing.
Yeah.
So.
No, and both him and Stewart have been scratched, but I
kind of felt bad that those guys didn't get to play in the outdoor game, though.
I really thought Thorburn was going
to. I kind of felt bad for those 2 guys. Like, I get that you want to go with the young guys, but this is like a once in a lifetime thing. Those guys have been here since the beginning. Like,
Jacob Trouba allegedly was trying to get a contract on just who could play in this game. So it's a big deal.
Allegedly,
but has lately those have 100% stalled.
I have to ask you something, because I'm confused, because I was under the impression that if Jacob Trouba doesn't sign by December 1, he sits out the year and then he's a UFA.
No.
The Jets have his rights for another 4 years.
Yeah.
All they have to
Yeah,
do is
that's-
keep sending qualifying offers,
Yeah.
like they did with Berman.
I thought that he was so. I understand fully now why the Jets are just going to sit and wait.
Yeah.
Because they could potentially make him sit out for 4 years.
Yeah.
And I don't. I
He
think. I will say this: Jacob Trouba will be playing for the Jets
by December 1.
by December 1.
Okay.
I don't think he's getting traded, and I think he'll cave. Because I don't think they're going to get the deal. And they aren't just going to move him just to say they're going to move him. I'd be surprised if he sat out the year, because if he sits out the year,
That's a year of you.
what's going to happen in the summertime? If the Jets don't get an offer, they're going to make him still sit.
It's a weird predicament.
It's weird, and to me, I'm not saying I agree with it, but I think he'll play for the Jets again.
I'd like to see him sign a contract and play this year, whether for the Jets or not. It's more fun seeing him in the league than
Because the Jets will not give him away just.
I mean,
to give
he's
him
not
away.
a PK Subban, but like he's still a
But
player. I like
nonetheless, I just have to say I thought that he would be a UFA,
What side
and I
does
thought
that-
that's why he was holding out, because he wanted to go be a UFA. But
What side does Dougie Hamilton choose?
4 more years,
Right.
Damn it! Never mind.
Yeah.
So
I
you guys
also
don't think he'll
see
be
it.
playing for the Jets? No.
I doubt he will. I just don't
I
see
don't.
it. This.
I mean, the Jets could use him,
Definitely could use him.
but using is different than do they want him? Does he want to be here? And based off of the comments we've seen and speculated,
I think he just
reported
doesn't
on,
want to play in Winnipeg.
No, I totally agree, but I think he's gonna.
He might sign it, do the Johansson deal, suck it up for this year, and then they'll make it happen.
Yeah, and I'm not saying he'll finish the year with the Jets, but I'm saying I
And
think he'll play.
obviously, Ryan Johansson's agent is could if he gets a deal that they kind of can agree on. I'm sure Trouba's agent will be like, okay, we're gonna get it done, but you have to just suck it up and play right now.
And his stance or his comments, he's kind of backed off a little bit. Now that
course
it's
he's
getting
backed
closer to December 1, he's
Yeah.
not saying his story's changing, but he's like he's not saying, oh yeah, no, we want to trade now.
He doesn't want to spend Christmas with his family. He wants to spend
Now
it
he's
with
more
his
so saying, yeah,
family.
we're aware it's coming up. We're gonna try and figure it out.
Yeah.
So
The other issue is if he signs, is he going to be welcomed back with open arms? And I don't think that's.
by the players, yes. By the fans, I'm curious.
I doubt it's. gonna be
Players
by
and
the-
fans, I could see.
Not
It'll
all
be-
the players. I
it'll
don't
be
think all
some-
the players will, but I think
He's definitely going to have to do one of the guys that made cupcakes. I'm sorry.
he's gonna have to come back and play extremely well for fans to
See,
get
and
behind
that's
him
another
again.
thing. Like, it becomes there's just so many stipulations. Like, and that's why I can see where Greg's coming from. Where he's like, I don't see it because it's like, oh, so you're on.
Burn the
He's
bridge.
coming back,
He's
but
burned
it's
the
like,
bridge.
he's burned the bridge, and already it's like if he doesn't
I don't-
come back and score at least in his first game.
Oh no,
So
I
no,
don't
sir,
care.
you
I don't
don't-
care how he does.
Let's say this. I'm not saying I want him to come back, because my opinion of him has been kind of soured based on this whole
Oh,
thing.
of course.
But I'm just saying from what I've been hearing, it sounds like, to me right now, it sounds like him coming back is not as far-fetched as it seemed a month ago.
No, well, yeah, but again, as you just said,
But
that
fans,
burner's slowly
I will say
getting
this.
turned up.
I was at the Moose game last week, and with my dad, and I was sitting, but there was a couple of guys sitting beside me, and I looked up, and they had the Jets Hall of Fame banners. They had them up, but they were covered. And my dad's like, "Oh, I wonder what they have on the banners." We were talking, and I'm like, "Oh, must be for the Hall of Fame, the jersey numbers." And I jokingly, I'm like, maybe Trouba's is up there." The guy behind me turns, he's like, "There better be a noose up there with it."
Whoa!
So I don't think fans are gonna. That's why I say
Whoa.
fan reaction if he comes back. I'll be very curious.
Well, that's
You
like,
also got to think, Winnipeg people are proud people to be where they're from, for the most part. They don't like it when people don't like their city. That's why they turned on Evander Kane the first chance they got. And they're going to turn on Jacob Trouba because, rumor has it, it's not playing time. It's not money. It's the fact that he doesn't want to be a Winnipeg Jet.
The other are just
I've-
illusions. He just needed words to put in front of it.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
And I said that from the start. I said, if you really thought that all he wanted to do was play on the right side, you don't think the Jets would have said, okay,
Yeah. Oh, sure.
play on the
course.
right
Why
side.
not?
We don't
Whatever.
care. Buffalo can play on the left. He plays everything anyways.
Hey, Josh, you know what my Mr. Morris you got down in the A? Start practicing with your right hand. You're changing.
I've heard that he doesn't want to play in Canada. He wants to play in the States. That's what I've heard too.
Detroit.
Yeah.
why is it that that's the first team I thought of too?
Well, because he's Michigan.
yeah,
he's
I
from
know,
there, right?
I know, but like,
Well, and allegedly there were I don't know if we've talked about this, but there were talks between Detroit and the Jets over the summertime, and
oh, I heard this.
the Jets wanted Dylan Larkin. And
Oh,
Detroit,
Larkin, dang!
Detroit obviously said
Why
no.
don't they go for Mantha and like?
But
a
Darren
first rounder?
Dreger said about a week or two ago, he said honestly, Ken Holland wants a defenseman so badly that he would probably give up aside from Dylan Larkin, he'd give up anybody on the team for Trouba.
Mantha.
But like anybody. Like Nyquist, Tatar, anybody.
Nah, you don't want one of those guys. No,
not.
Mantha. He's big and tall.
Yeah.
And fast.
His dad played in the alumni game.
Mantha.
I've also...
Wasn't that his uncle or that's his dad?
Dad, I believe it was.
Well,
the
either
other
way,
thing
that's
I've
awesome.
also heard, though, is that the Jets would have to take some form of salary back. And
With Trouba?
because they need money to sign Trouba.
What do you mean they
So they'd have to take
They
a player
need
back.
money to sign Trouba. So the player rumored to go back would be Jimmy Howard, and the Jets are like, no, we're not taking Jimmy Howard.
What do you mean they need money? I'm lost here.
They don't have enough money, and
Oh,
they have...
Jets don't have enough
No,
money.
Detroit
They
doesn't
have
have
to take a
enough money.
player from Detroit that has salary.
Oh, hell no. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you
And
meant like they're
Mantha
going to
doesn't
sign
have money.
Trouba to the contract, trade
No.
him, and retain. And I'm like,
No.
what the hell is that?
That was just something that was said that
Well,
Detroit
but
is
still.
was very open to.
Yeah.
But the
This
but
is going to go on forever.
it's interesting. Let's say
Trouba.
that.
I'm going to say he's going, if he does go, Eastern American team then. That's fine. I can't see him staying in the
He
West.
won't be in the West. I can tell you that.
Oh, yeah, I guess. I'm not even thinking
Washington
the West.
Capitals. They'll make it happen.
For Niskanen or Orpik? Which one?
They'll get rid of their older defensemen and find a way to make it work. If it's not during
But
the
who
season,
do the Jets get?
they might not get...
Carl Olsner. No. Yeah, no, you could do that. Because he's a UFA at the end of the year.
Another Eddie. Andre Burakovsky.
I was going to say that. That wouldn't be bad.
I would take Andre Burakovsky.
What position? Lefty?
Left wing.
That's fine.
Aren't they pretty loaded on the
Doesn't
left?
matter. You can
Look how
never
many
have too many forwards.
Look how many
Ken.
forwards Washington has. Do you think it matters? They have Lars Eller. I forgot they even got him this year.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
The other thing-
Because they have too many other good players.
Yeah.
The other thing too,
How about Tom Wilson?
with no,
You don't want no. You're not.
I know there's a
Trouba for
lot.
money.
There's a lot of Leaf fans that would realistically want Jacob Trouba. I don't see him going there, but that could be another thing with Kasperi Kapanen or
Capital would be
Nikita,
sweet.
or
He
Nikita
looks
Shostakov.
Great.
I don't think it would happen with Toronto because they'd have to give up one of their kids, and I don't think they do.
Oh,
Well,
one of the A kids though, like the top line
No,
A
they
kids.
they give up.
No,
they, I think they'd be willing to part with Kapanen or Soshnikov, but they'd have to give up.
The
Jake
Jets
Gardiner.
want someone who can step in the NHL right away. They don't want a prospect.
Well,
Or
did
No,
you
no,
see even-
Jake Gardiner, who's in the NHL,
Yeah.
but they would also have to add on a prospect in
oh
Soshnikov.
yeah, no, totally.
Oh, that's like even like the rumor mill is going around for like Lindholm still, and like I follow a bunch of like Leaf beat writers, and they were like, Lindholm is so good, like is that he's
He's a
worth
statistical god, I've heard.
he is.
Hampus. Oh yeah, shit, drop the ball. Statistical god, Hampus Lindholm. He's worth 2 first-round picks this year and next year. And but being the
But
Leafs,
that's all on
sell it
potential.
high,
That's-
sell it high, sell it now. Because guess what? They're gonna skyrocket real soon.
Who?
I-
Oh, the Leafs.
Playoff.
I feel like all the hype for him, and it's deserving, and it could very well be true. But you're trading for his future. You're not trading for what he is now. He's good right now, but he's not what he.
That's the same for Trouba though.
Yeah, well, totally.
Oh, that's gonna be awesome.
It's interesting.
I think
You
we
know
gotta
what?
move
I
on.
just want both of them on teams playing this year. I prefer Lindholm to not be on the Ducks
Me
because he's
too.
not going to win on the Ducks.
The Ducks are good, and
They aren't good or
They're
good?
not good.
No, they are.
But you
bad.
know who is? You know who has been good this year? You know
that?
what individual's been good? Jack Roslovic, 6 points so far through his first
I was
6
gonna
games
ask you
in the
about that.
AHL.
Perfect.
So, and Andrew Kopp with 4. So those are the 2 leading Moose scorers.
Hey, whoa! How's Peluso doing?
I didn't look at his stats.
Probably
I just
does.
looked at the top.
If
guys.
Rozovic's got how
I'll
many?
look it up.
How many?
Roslovic is 6.
Peluso's got about 13.
No, Peluso might have 2.
He had 2 in the.
Started off real.
When I went to their home opener, he was second in the team in points through 3 games.
Were
He
you
had-
the
Quentin
only
Howden
one?
was also up
Woo!
there.
He had 2 points.
Who else is up there?
No, Quentin Howden
Oh,
was up
he's
there,
right,
but
yeah.
Jack Roslovic is the one with 6 points. They
Well,
also
so-
played the Marlies this weekend,
So he's
and we're
definitely
out.
not going to the OHL.
I will say this: being at
No,
the
he's an AHL player.
being at the
Oh,
Moose,
He's stuck there.
I wanted him to be in.
being at the Moose, Roslovic looked good when I went to the Moose game. He there weren't many Moose players that looked good. He looked good.
But they played the Marlies this weekend, and were outscored 8-2 during that
It's
weekend.
Marlies. So
It's the Marlies,
expected.
and the Marlies just got another veteran in Milan Mahalik this weekend.
Well, Peluso
Today.
is.
Oh, he didn't get claimed.
I don't.
Why did the
no?
Leafs get Ben
They're
Smith?
sending him down.
Why did? Oh, sorry.
Because
Peluso has slipped to a 4-way tie for 5th on the team.
Damn it! How many points?
2 points.
Why did they sent Mahalik down,
they
but then
sent
they
Mahalik
claimed
down,
Smith?
and they claimed Ben Smith. They liked him when he played there last
Oh,
year.
okay, all right.
And
That's it.
Babcock's
No,
a fan.
I thought that was a weird one, but okay.
And now that you're on that, that means the 3 players that are part of the Phaneuf trade last year have now all been sent out or bought out. And of those 3 guys, so Cowan's been bought out, but there's a bunch of arbitration issues.
They're going to arbitration like November.
McCulloch and Greening were the other 2 guys a part of that deal, and they were both sent down.
I was reading
Including
something about,
this, along with Brooks Lake, they have $9.2 million of salary buried in the AHL.
I was
right
reading something about Cowan that if he wins his arbitration, like the Leafs are saving themselves like 800 and some odd thousand by
$750 this season.
by buying him out. But if it gets overturned, they're gonna lose $3.5 million.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna get paid 3.5. Or no, he'll get paid almost
He's going
$4
to do
million.
anything he can in his power to make that money because that's his career is not
But
much.
it could go from the Leafs saving money to them losing.
Yeah,
They
right now
can
they have
afford
a
a bit.
they have a $750,000 cap credit from his buy. No, $750,000 cap credit from his buyout and a $650,000 cap deduct or loss next season.
Okay.
So they got a credit this year, a deduction next year. However, if this does get overturned, then the credit still stands for this year. However, next year it's $3.6 million.
Ooh.
Yes,
Okay, that's a
tough.
big boy.
Well, and like, what was he making last year? Not that.
he was 4.2.
Really?
Yeah, that's how much the Sens were paying him.
He's not. He's not bad, but he's not worth that much.
And that's why the Leafs didn't want him. They didn't want to pay him that
Fair
much.
enough.
Although, could be better than Hunwick and Polak. Fuck, Jesus Christ. Jeez, they are awful. However, positivity.
And you guys re-signed Polak again.
I know. Positivity. Sidney Crosby is now in a full contact jersey, which means he could potentially play tomorrow against the Florida Panthers, barring medical examinations tomorrow. So what does this mean for the Pittsburgh Penguins going forward?
They've done all right without him, so I mean, which they always do.
Mm-hmm. This is true.
It's only going to help them. Let's put it that way.
Well, it doesn't hurt when you
I love
get
it.
the arguably best player in the world
Doesn't hurt.
back.
No, I love it. It's great for hockey. Yeah, I'd rather have an NHL with Crosby than without.
It's good that he's playing because they always said if he got one more concussion that it'd be dicey, and it's good to see that he's coming back and coming back quickly. So,
As I teased earlier in the show, the number 1, 2, and 4 teams in the NHL, all Canadian teams. What teams are they, Cam?
1, 2, and 4.
1, 2, and 4.
Edmonton, Vancouver, and
Montreal.
Exactly.
I don't know what order, but those are probably three.
Vancouver's won.
No, Edmonton's won it. 5-1.
5-1, man.
Vancouver
Wait, in
is
the NHL?
5-1. The Edmonton Oilers. 4-1-1 is Vancouver, and 4-0-1 is the Montreal Canadiens.
Yep.
So Montreal is ahead of Vancouver.
It's early, guys.
Yes.
And Shea Weber's
So far,
20.
the headlines of those teams. We'll start with the Oilers.
Go.
McDavid 9 points. Talbot so far and a shutout with a 2.35 goals against average.
Can we do callback like?
For your pick?
Yeah.
I thought about it yesterday when he tried the Jets. I'm like,
For what?
I predicted
Treats and
Talbot
pizza.
8 shutouts last.
Eight
Shutouts.
shutouts. Oh, call
Yeah.
back. Yeah.
he's
No.
got one already.
I'll honor that. If he gets 8 shutouts, I'll buy treats and pizza.
I have to say
I'll
this
honor
though, and like this just goes to show you that it's early. They're 5-1. His GAA is over 3.
that. Oh,
No, that's 2.35.
Okay, well, going into the game yesterday, it was over 3.
Okay.
and then getting a shutout drops at that. Well,
Yeah.
I guess.
5 games.
I know
6
everyone's
games. Gustafsson
wondering.
hasn't played.
Forgot to mention this earlier. The mystery of the toque. How do they stay on their toque? Cameron did investigating.
Velcro.
Yep.
Yeah, Velcro.
Damn it, guys! I didn't know that at all.
I didn't know that either.
Double-sided Velcro.
I'm just guessing.
I had no idea. I'm like,
Yeah.
what is this sorcery? My toque barely stays on my head when I'm playing shinny.
By the way,
So I got to start gluing Velcro. to my
if you want to
forehead.
compare Talbot's goals against average to the Leaf goalies' goals against average,
Don't do it.
Both or not Leafs, sorry, Jets. They're both in the 3s and high 3s. The Jets have been actually sorry. The Jets game, the Oiler game was the first time the Jets hadn't allowed 4 goals this season.
Had
They
it.
tried to make it happen. They pulled the goalie with like 5 minutes left.
Yep.
They tried.
You know what? Those jerseys look great.
All those jerseys were perfect.
Yeah. So
The red pants.
Vancouver.
So Vancouver, I think their reasoning is with the goaltending duo of Jakob Markstrom and Ryan Miller. I think Markstrom has a .935 save percentage, Ryan Miller with .923. Markstrom with the majority of the starts so far this season as well. He's got 5.
What does Jim Benning think about this?
I don't know. He's not here today. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I tried calling him. He was
Yeah,
out
yeah.
of range.
He was out of
I don't
range.
know.
Sure.
Okay.
I think
pretty sure.
I think he's available.
Well, I don't know if he's available today.
Not today?
No, I don't think so.
Maybe next week.
Maybe I'll see
When
him
they
next week.
actually get brought down to earth.
When they're
and
4
lose
and
some
4.
more. Yeah. lose a couple more games because
Watch them win the goddamn Stanley Cup this year.
Jimmy
Just to
might
shove it
call
They
in
won't.
next week. I don't know.
they won't.
I know.
They won't win. However,
Wait, so are we gonna treats a pizza Jimmy? A treats a pizza?
yeah,
If
we'll
the-
buy one for Jim Benning.
No, if the Canucks win the cup, we're buying an actual ice cream cake, like the $40
Yeah, we will.
ones.
We will.
Okay, it's gonna be a score,
and
one,
it'll
because
be
that's what they have.
for Jim Benning.
Yeah,
This
exactly.
is for Jim
for
Benning.
Jimmy,
For Jim.
and we're gonna have a bottle of beer on it.
However, the one Canadian team that could contend for the cup is Montreal, with Radulov and Weber kind of
It's
leading the way.
Radulov.
Radulov.
Is he having a good year?
He's having a great year. His
Great
goal
year.
against Pittsburgh is awesome.
I
I
haven't been
love that
following.
signing.
He's
I
been
love
part
it.
of. He's
I was
been part of
critical
the
of that
reason
contract.
along. Oh, I think everyone was, but it is a win-win contract for them. It is a 1-year 5.75. They have the money. Yeah, might as well spend it. If it doesn't work out, oh well, he's not here next year. It's not like what the Hurricanes did with Alexander Semin when they gave him 7 years for like $7 million.
The Canes did that?
With Alex Semin,
No.
yeah.
Oh,
Like
you sure about that?
way back.
And
Yeah.
he's
I thought
not
they
even
only
in the
got him
league
for the
anymore.
one-off.
He's not even in the
Weird.
league anymore.
Oh, I went to Cap Friendly. Not bad.
Yeah.
They're getting better. Getting better.
I don't like the fact they don't have LTIR. That's the only thing that bugs me.
Well, no, they say that they put him on like that. I like
Yeah.
the injury, the up-down injury, because
Yeah.
the general manager didn't have that. But yeah, it's okay. Any other notables in mailbag that you got?
Yes. Ooh, there's still more. There's still
Good.
more.
No,
There's
good. I
lots
have a
more.
few.
There's lots more. Zatkoff got hurt for the LA Kings. So potential goalie trade bait. However, the interesting thing about this is the fact the Ontario Reign needed to emergency call up their goalie coach, who is the father of the backup goalie for the Ontario Reign. So the starter, Jonah
Emu.
Emu?
Yeah.
Jonah Emu was backed up yesterday by his dad, Dusty.
Yeah. Emu,
Dust-
35. Jonah
Dusty
won.
Emu.
Dusty, Emu, and Jonah. Jonah's 22, Dusty's
was-
46. And Jonah, was 35, Dad decided, you know what? Since I'm your dad, 70. Yeah.
I do have to make a correction. It
Go.
was a 5-year contract for Semin, not 7.
Oh, no,
But
I
it
just
was
thought it
$7
was a
million.
1 year. Like, oh,
no,
I totally
with
forget
the
that.
Canadians, it was a 1 year
Oh,
for
okay.
Semin. But
Oh,
yeah,
right.
yes.
Okay.
Do I have to bring up the Brian Bickle contract? Because I will.
So no,
He looked great. I don't know what you're talking about.
Zatkov. So now Budai is a starter for the. What is it?
The Reign? Ontario.
Fourth worst team in the NHL. Peter Budai, starter for the LA Kings. What do the Kings do? There are goalies on the market potentially. Who do you go after?
Is it hilarious that they could have the Jets goalie combo from a couple years ago if they get Pavlik?
Have like
Yeah.
a Budai.
Although Budai never played a game for the
Okay,
Jets.
realistically, let's just do it real quick. Who do you want? I want Pavlik to go there. I want Pavlik to play in the NHL. Just play out his contract, whatever. So maybe Pavlik. Inside of Cameron, Anthony Stolars for maybe a couple prospects and picks.
I think their
It's not going to happen. Stolars isn't ready for the NHL.
I think their best bet to give them the best shot is Pavlik. He's the only NHL starting goalie you could get for relatively little.
I
He's
have
got his
I
hand
have
up.
two options. However, it would mean the retainment of salary or something salary going back the other way. One is Steve Mason with Philadelphia because I think Michael Neuwirth is the starter there now. Let's be honest. But with the new situation with Jakob Markstrom taking the reins in Vancouver, Ryan Miller is now
It's a
become
harder trade
expendable.
to do. You keep staying
in
in division,
division.
not even conference.
The other guy is Cam Ward, another
Oh, yes.
Another veteran.
That's a good
But
one.
he's
And
a
they
starter
could-
in Carolina.
veteran. But
Wow,
it's
Eddie
not-
Lack's a
but
starter
Eddie
too,
Lack's
though.
there too.
Eddie
and-
Lack, forever the backup. Forever.
But there's also the Ben Bishop situation, Marc-Andre Fleury, Andre Pavlik. There's lots of options out there for LA, but this isn't a Trouba situation. This is a holy shit, we're not playing Peter Budai for a whole season.
But they have no cap room, so it can't be a big cap hit.
Dean Lombardi, he's got like a giant
I get that Quick's $8 million is off the books right now,
now.
but when he comes back,
Okay, you know that screen like in Batman: The Dark Knight where like Julius Fox, like Morgan Freeman, is sitting and he's like, "Just put the code in and it'll break all the screens. You're fine. You'll be covered." Dean Lombardi's got one of those in his office, and he puts on a bat mask and he gets the goggles and he's like, "What can I do? Where am I off? options. And he looks around and they got highlighted in green. And that's what he's going to do. And he's like, okay, but what if I go to Winnipeg? Oh, they're going to want Ottawa. Okay, I'm going to call Ottawa. All right. That's what he's doing right now as we speak. That's why we haven't seen the Lombardi
Actually,
in
by the
weeks.
way, the
days.
Ottawa idea, Craig Anderson, not a bad idea either.
I just threw out Ottawa.
Yeah,
I
know he did.
Thinking of names.
Michael Condon, another potential. I'm sure they're kicking themselves for not trying to pick up Michael Condon.
They could have got him for free.
Or Andrei Pavlik, but once again, it's
Wait,
a whole...
where's this guy? He's probably on a team. Dustin Tokarski. Is he not an
I
option?
don't know where he is.
Remember him?
Jersey! Wait, safe for Canada!
Or remember the goalie that was the goalie of the future?
Justin Pogge?
No. A little newer than that. Team Canada did great for them. Zach Fucali. Where are these guys?
He's still playing
AHL?
AHL. They won't bring him up. They're not going to rush him.
Well, no, but
Which
I'm just
team?
saying options for
Montreal.
Montreal. I'm
He
just
was
saying
wrong.
options for, like, in general for
He
Dean Lombardi.
ain't getting up there anytime soon.
Don't worry, I'll report back on Lombardi's Batman when that trade happens, because we know it's happening. You know what? It's probably going to happen tomorrow, because no news Tuesdays, and we're doing it on Monday.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
Do you know what I would love to hear?
What's that?
Dean Lombardi in his Batman room, Matt with the mask on, calling Jim Benning for a trade request.
Oh, God.
Wow.
From both ends.
That might have to be a Christmas special. I don't know. I'll see what I
No,
can do.
it might have to happen because Ryan Miller,
Yeah.
because of my prediction.
I want to hear that conversation
All right.
from both ends.
All right,
If
see
it
what I
happens.
can do.
But yes, in divisions, much harder. So that's actually probably one of the coolest storylines to go with. Will the Kings just be like, well, fuck this season, we're going for Patrick?
No!
No, they have to
Or Peter Budaj.
keep. They have to keep their 2-year streak alive.
Oh, yeah. It's going to
What
happen
2
this
years?
year.
Every 2 years they win the cup.
Yeah, they're not going to do that.
I-
And last year would have been their year to do it. Anyways.
No.
They just had
2014,
You're
2012, 2014, 2016.
Whose turn is it this year?
It'd be
Wait,
the
who
Hawks.
won last? Oh,
It'd be the
Pittsburgh.
Hawks. Yeah, it'd be the Hawks this year.
I don't want that.
It would be the Hawks. It's their turn. 2013, 2015. It'd be 2017.
Maybe the Cubs will win the World Series and the Hawks will win again. And then we'll have
Guys,
double championships.
Cubs. Boom. I'm so excited for that. That is great.
Can you
Did you
imagine
guys
how
see-
sad everyone's going to be if they lose?
But here's the thing.
The
Here's
two
the thing,
longest
guys.
streaks are playing each other, eh?
Yeah, but
That's awesome.
you know what's crazy? 1945 was the last time the Cubs were in a World Series. All of our parents weren't alive yet.
That's true. My
What
parents
year?
aren't.
1945.
That's last year they won it?
No, last year they were in the World
Yeah,
Series.
no. They said today if you're older than 70, you would have seen them play in a World Series. If you're younger than 70 or younger, never seen it.
The other thing is, I don't know how many people are alive that have been able to say they've won or watched or heard the Cubs win the World Series, as well as witnessed 2 World Wars. I don't know anybody around right now because they would have to be 200 or no 200.
They would have had to be a
Math.
million years old. Their
100
dog was a
108.
Tyrannosaurus Rex.
108.
No, well, there are people around that are 108. There's
there
always
are.
like, this lady lived to 113. And you know her secret? She drinks a pound of hot bacon grease every day. I'm like, oh, does she? Really? That's a trick?
Yeah.
She looks great right now for 108.
Just pull the plug. If I make it to
Oh, wait,
100,
is that
the
the sun?
day
Oh, she's melting. Because she is bacon grease, it's not real.
the day I make it to 100, just pull the plug. I don't have any
I'm not
quality
making
of
it
life.
to 100.
There's no quality of life
We've
left.
been over this with Cam. There is no plug. The plug is a myth.
Yeah.
You can't just pull the plug and that's it. You're done.
Yeah, like, they still
I can
got-
shoot you. I can't pull the plug though.
There's
Put a
no
knife
plug.
through my heart.
Okay.
That's going to be
Just don't make me watch the Dexter series finale again, because that's a hot load of shit.
He's
Hey, don't spoilers.
I
Someone
was
hasn't
just
seen
I
it.
was just gonna
Don't
say it too.
do it.
What a hot load of shit
I
that.
heard the ending on TV on the radio one morning. They ruined it for me. I'm like, well, I'm glad I didn't waste 8 years of my life.
Yeah, sorry. I'm like, oh, this TV show.
Does this need a spoiler alert?
No, I'm not going to spoil
Okay.
anything. I was just told that the ending wasn't good. I was like, okay, well, I got to sit through this. I'm like, it can't be that bad. So one of my friends is like, oh no, it's just a really cliched ending. I'm like, oh. So I kind of had this ending idea in my head, and they're building up to a very cliched ending. They're like, nope, it's the opposite of what you expected. Go fuck yourselves.
It was all a dream. And Dexter wakes up. He's like, morning, Mom. And he's like 10. You're like, what? No.
It's like that bloody Adam Sandler movie Click.
Ah.
I'm like almost crying at the end of the movie when he's dying. I'm like, oh my god. And then he's like, you're asleep in Bed Bath & Beyond.
He fell
Fuck
asleep.
you.
How long were you sleeping?
There's so many emotions in that movie. Oh my god.
It's the last good Adam Sandler movie.
Oh, whoa, Jack and Jill was killer.
Fuck you.
Are you serious?
Fuck you.
I
Wait.
love Jack and Jill.
I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry was the last
Actually,
good
that
movie.
was a good one.
That was a great
Jack
movie.
and Jill was killer. Watch
That
it.
was a... Oh my
Waste your
God.
time, watch.
Do you know what's almost as bad as Jack and Jill? The
Sure.
Nashville Predators start to this season.
Oh,
They're
yeah?
the 7th worst team in the NHL.
Oh, seventh.
The
Who's the
Cup
worst?
champs.
Who's the worst team?
We'll know that in Patrick's Parade. That's later.
Oh, okay.
That's later in the
dang.
show.
All right.
Yeah. We're ready.
Yeah, no, you passed my only note for mailbag, so that's perfect.
What's that?
The dad, and the son.
Oh, perfect. Is this all PK Subban's fault? Because let's be honest, he can't be on a winning
He
team.
is. Yep.
Yeah, he's the reason?
Mhm.
100%.
100%.
And, like, the reason why the Titans didn't win yesterday against the Colts
He was
was,
the
100%
he was
because he tried
honorary
to
12th
hype,
Titan.
he tried to hype up that crowd and got too hype. Ripped his jersey off.
Did he
and-
really?
Oh, yeah. He took the jersey off and, like, ringed it
Oh, I
around.
thought
like-
they ripped it
No.
off. What a dick.
Like no
Those
shirt
are
on?
expensive.
No shirt on. And
He's a good-looking dude.
yeah, he was with the cheerleaders. I was like, damn, all those girls are thinking, maybe I'm into hockey players now. Fuck.
Remember
football
that-
players, hockey
Maybe,
players.
could be.
Remember that prediction I made at the beginning of the year where I said Shea Weber's going to have more points than PK Subban?
Shea Weber scored tonight, so.
So far, looking pretty good.
Yeah, but Nashville's just got to get the ball rolling.
They'll get it together.
But
If they don't, my fantasy hockey teams are screwed.
Pekka Arena. Actually, hey, first week Dan's not doing a fantasy hockey draft during the podcast.
No, I am. I just already did it earlier.
Oh,
No, I'm kidding.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Dan's actually like.
It's February. Dan's like, well, I'm doing the last two.
I hired
months
someone to
live.
do this one for me.
Dan, he's like, I'm doing the Irish Pacific Coast, guys. What is that? The IPC? Yes. Okay.
I'm doing an FHL fantasy.
I do
league.
drafts
You're
for
doing one
leagues
for
that
the
you didn't even
Federation
know were
Hockey League.
leagues.
Really? East
What's
Coast.
that, Dan?
I do drafts for leagues you guys didn't even know were leagues.
Yeah, hipster Dan adjusts
The
glasses.
United Hockey League that doesn't exist anymore.
All right, moving on.
Well, we got to go to the deli. I'm hungry.
Oh,
Greg
to the
wants
deli.
some
So
beef.
the
Greg
good
wants
old
some beef.
Oh, to the
YouTube
deli.
comments.
Dan, can you
I
pass-
have them all.
What number do you got? We're taking 24. Number 24. Okay, there's a 24.
24.
Perfect, found it.
Do you want me to say it?
Oh, I got some too.
I got all of them.
I have all of them too.
Yeah. Well, do you want me to start it?
I want to start it.
Okay, you start it.
No, okay, I want to say specific names, so that's why.
Okay.
All right, well, on our if you want to join in, everyone, the deli is our YouTube comments page.
And that is Last Minute Podcast on YouTube.
And you know what,
Just
guys?
search it up on the YouTube search bar.
I
You'll
judge
find
our
us.
Why is it the deli? I think you should tell people.
Oh, it's the deli because it's where there's beef and you can get your cold cuts.
And that's all because of our Hampus Lindholm argument that it became the deli.
Yeah, what?
It's
Who started this? It's not
The
Hampus.
statistical god.
Statistical god, Hampus Lindholm.
Yeah.
Guys, if any of us win 50-50 at the Jets game, we're all getting, wherever Hampus Lindholm ends up, someone's getting a home, someone's getting away, someone's getting an alternate. Statistical god 45.
Done.
Yeah.
I have to say this now because I'm going to forget.
Yo.
There was a lady at the Moose game last week.
Yeah.
She had a number 19 Chase DeLeo jersey, but it literally said Chase DeLeo on the name bar.
No!
Yes.
No!
Yeah.
You don't
And
do
it,
that!
And it, like, started wrapping around the front.
Oh! Could you imagine?
Chase DeLeo.
Speaking of jersey fouls,
Yeah.
I saw the worst fake Edmonton Oilers jersey.
Okay.
It was a McDavid jersey. First of all, how do you spell McDavid? Like, phonetically spell it out. Uppercase M, lowercase c, uppercase David.
Yeah, but in the NHL, you just write McDavid.
No, that's how
Like-
it is actually on a jersey. It's
Phonetic
middle
is how you
case.
pronounce
David is
Sorry.
all uppercase. That's what you're saying.
How you're supposed to spell it on an NHL
Oh,
jersey.
MCDAVID. But the
Yeah.
C is lowercase.
The C is smaller. However, this guy's jersey, the C was the same size as everything else.
Oh, no.
Not only that, but he had the orange Oilers jersey. Where are the numbers on the orange Oilers jersey?
In the
on
middle.
the shoulders.
Okay.
On the shoulders. Not on the sides, on the shoulders.
Oh, wow.
What color are they? They're orange because the shoulders are blue. What color are they when they're fake? Orange, and they're on the sleeves, so you can't fucking see them.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. Sneak picks.
I
picks
should
next
have.
time.
You should have. I saw
That
a good
was
jersey
awful.
this week too. Winnipeg Jets, home jersey, Kane on the name bar. Instead of a number, $sign. Big dollar.
Oh, that's a good one.
I was like, that's funny. Oh,
Are you going to start the deli
Yeah.
or what? Like,
also, number 8, Winnipeg Jets jersey, Trouba. He put TR, then he put duct tape, and he finished it so it said trade.
Nice, that's funny.
That's what-
That
All
was a
right.
good one.
Almost MLG came and commented. Salty Leaf fan. And then greater than sign Mike Babcock. So Mike Babcock's better than Salty Leaf fan.
He also commented,
yeah.
well, anyone could score Liney's goals. Sounds like a salty Toronto fan to me.
But he said,
yes, I am, and I was last week.
The wounds were still
I didn't even
fresh.
finish that comment. He or she, they. If Babs is calling out Matthews in particular about his play, it's safe to say he wasn't the best on the ice.
Yes, I do regret that statement that he was the best.
Oh,
Did you say that?
I think I did, and it was.
I think so,
blackout amount of rage last week.
Hey, you know what? I'm going on record. End of the year, he's going to be top 5 player in the league.
Ooh, that's
Austin Matthews. He's already, quote me, already better than Jonathan Taves.
He has proven that he's not good enough to single-handedly save the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Well,
No one
that's true.
is.
He also hasn't proved. It's also proof.
He's a
Every
good player.
game he's gotten a point in, they haven't won.
He's a good player.
That's the problem.
Great player.
They're not going to win if he scores.
Great player.
All right, Slicky commented. I'm so sorry if I mispronounce anyone's name or thing. Greetings from Finland. I love hockey talk with passion. Keep it up. Thank you. Slicky commented again. Matthews is way better overall player, but in line you have the surprise element with big moments that makes fan equal money.
I would agree.
Greg, you want
The big moment.
You can say the next ones if you like.
I like the
Matthews
stability.
he's a well-rounded, smooth, overall better hockey player, but Liney's got the shot where anytime he gets the puck, doesn't matter what the game's like, he gets the
he has
puck,
the
it
awe
could go in.
moments. He takes a breath
Yeah.
away.
He also has the ability that it's almost the second a puck's on Liney's stick in the offensive zone, you think he can score. It's when Matthews has the puck, it's what can he do to create a scoring chance.
Yeah.
It's like Liney, that's already a scoring chance. Matthews, it's what is he going to do to create that scoring
Let's
chance.
put it this way, because I don't think you should pick one player over the other. I think Matthews has that Gretzky where he knows where he's supposed to be. He's always in the right spot. And Liney's got the Messier. He gets the puck. He can just rip it.
Yeah.
I think you got a Steve Eisman versus Joe Sakic here.
I was using because Mark Messier can still shoot the puck.
Yeah.
Holy moly!
He was also pretty. He
Yeah,
couldn't play
he
in this.
ripped that thing
He
top
can't
corner
play in
quite.
this league anymore because he's got something called elbows.
The other thing, too, is I think Laine will be a lot like Jerome McGinley in the sense that he's the guy that's going to score the goals. And he could... If he was Canadian, we talk about how he should have been could have been the next captain for the Jets over Mark Scheifele.
You know what
That's
I love
what
about
Laine
Laine?
is.
Obviously, he sets up shop in the top of the right hash marks, at top of the circle. The camera was he was facing the camera because he was closest to the camera on their power play. He was tapping a stick on the edge, and you could tell he was like, come on! And he keeps crossing over, come on! He just I'm like, Andy, just give him the puck, let him shoot it.
Yeah.
But they know he's going to shoot it, so they can't give it to him.
Yeah. Once again,
Coordination?
sorry. If I mispronounce your name, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
you're taking this one.
Haiva Tiapi. Laugh my ass off. Anybody could score those Laine goals. I laugh so hard. Of course, from Toronto fan. Yes. I did say that. I'm not going to take
With 2 upvotes as well.
I'm not Gary Lawless here. I stand pat on what I said. I think 2 of those goals, anybody could score, but Laine has the talent that those goals go in. Right place, right time, perfect shot. All those were.
All right.
That's what it is.
COD Nation commented, guys, you got the title wrong. Hat-trick Patrick. Thank you.
I like Patrick Laine more.
Yeah.
That's just-
Racist fan rocks for, again, thank you for commenting. Back a lot. In general, it's awesome. In my garage, driving my Lamborghini. You know what? WHT, I love more than my Lambo? Salty Maple Leafs fans. I don't think they have a Lambo.
I'm like, if you have a Lambo and you're listening to this podcast, what do you do for a living and can you sponsor us? There you
Yeah,
go.
that'd be
Boom.
sweet,
No,
yeah.
I'm just kidding.
What do you do and how do I do it?
But yes, I think a lot of people take pride in Salty Leaf fans. And I don't think I've been that hurt from a loss from the Toronto Maple Leafs since the Boston loss.
But you know why?
Because they have the potential to be good.
You know why
I
you're
will
hurt by
say-
it the most? You live in Winnipeg.
Yeah.
They only play each other once. Your redemption comes next season. You gotta wait on it.
Yeah.
I will say this, watching the game and being there, when Laine scored, I was like, I cheered, and then I'm like, oh my god, they definitely deserve to win that game. What happened? That was my set. That was the first thing I thought of.
What is happening? What is happening?
I'm
And
like,
everyone's like, oh, but it's the Leafs.
I'm like, okay, they won. They probably shouldn't have won that game.
They've had the Leafs have had a third period lead in every single game this season and are 1-3.
That game proved to me that the Leafs are cursed. because
Fuck!
worst case scenario was Patrick Laine scores a hat trick to let the Jets win the game, and what happened? It's exactly what
This
happened.
Leaf team is just Like, and the thing was I tried to leave the Leafs when the Jets came back. I tried. I honestly did, and you can't. You can't. When you find a true fan, like Cam wouldn't know this because he doesn't stick with the team more than 4 years.
Yeah.
But
He's
like
been with the Flyers for at least a year.
4 years. I'll give Cam like he's been a fan of them for like
You know what?
casually a fan, but you haven't been a diehard. You
The
haven't
Die
been a
Hard
diehard.
started 2 years ago. You
Okay.
were with me.
Yes,
Yeah.
but like
I'll give you that.
legitimately, and I think Dan can vouch for this because he's honestly a Jets fan, but was
Yeah,
a
other
Thrashers
sports
fan.
I'm not a fan at all.
No, but I'm just kidding. It's when you want, like, everyone's like, why are you being a Leaf fan? It's impossible to actually change at this point. I've tried. I've tried to leave them.
Oh yeah, I was
And you
sworn
just-
into blood for the
you
Vikings.
can't.
I didn't get a choice.
You
Yeah,
can't.
you can't. You're like, why don't you leave? I'm like, I just can't. Okay.
Yeah, people don't
He's
get it.
got my CDs, Julia.
That proves that you are a fan because even when they're terrible, you can't walk away.
Yeah.
You just can't do it.
Oh no, yeah.
The last comment, once again, I'm sorry.
What?
Jonas Rininen. Guys, it's 4 games in, and you're judging the teams and 2 teenagers like it's March, and they are Solani and Sundin.
No, Greg and Cam were overreacting, and I was trying to be reasonable.
Nope, I was being a salty Leaf fan, and I accept it.
Hold on, let me just clear that up real quick. Okay, 2 teenagers, like it's March. First off, every game counts. Second off, Solani and Sundin both did what? Not win the cup. So maybe we are being critical of them. But that's
Slimy did win the cup.
no, he didn't.
With Anaheim
Shit!
in 07.
Right, but not with the Jets. I'm leaving.
But do you know what else?
Bye.
Do you know what Solani did in his rookie season? Scored 76 goals and also holds the
How
record
does he
for
get
most
a
goals.
free, how does he get a free
He
pass
also-
for that? Like
He doesn't get a free pass for
No,
it.
no,
also-
I'm just saying like that one thing has carried him forever.
No, it hasn't. Because it wasn't just one season that's carried him. He's been good everywhere
And
he's
he's
been,
clutch everywhere he goes,
except
yeah.
for Colorado and San Jose.
And you
so
have-
Anaheim and Winnipeg, he was good.
And you have to. It's what he says about the city and how much he loves the city. That makes people like him even more.
Yeah, because he understands, as Greg pointed out much earlier in the podcast, you don't speak ill of Winnipeg to Winnipeggers. It doesn't go over well. I'm a Winnipegger. I speak
But
ill of Winnipeg all the time.
you can
and
tell-
I know where the hot water comes from.
You can tell that he legitimately loves the city,
Yeah.
and he always will. And because he says a lot of stuff that he does not have to say.
No, not at all.
Yeah, and the other thing is the reason I like the comparison. We're talking about a Finnish guy, Solani, playing for the Jets, and Sundin was the last really good center that played for the Maple Leafs, aka now.
Wow.
I also
Now,
will
Matthew-
Wait,
say
who wrote that comment?
Eunice.
Actually, comment where you guys are. That'd be wicked.
They're from
I'm
Boston.
assuming you're for sure from Denver, Colorado, because Jacob Slavin's from Denver, Colorado, so that's where everyone else comes from.
I do
Must
ha-
be.
Got it.
I do have to say too. There's nobody endorsing Patrick Laine more probably than Teemu Solani. Also,
Yes.
you have to like.
Same.
It's been
Again-
4 games. We know.
No,
We
I know. But we've mentioned this too. Okay, we didn't even notice Jesse Puljujarvi. A Finnish GM didn't draft him, and Teemu Solani, the most beloved Finn hockey player ever, doesn't really say anything about him. What is going on with that guy? I don't know.
I think
Not
he's
a question I need to answer today. I just
Okay,
thought
rhetorical, and we'll come back to it in about
Yeah.
5 years.
Curious?
Yeah,
Probably not.
5 years.
It's called Jesse Watch. We'll do it one. It'll be an annual thing
You
on
know what
this
I
day.
hope? I hope
pool party.
Patrick Laine scores
The pool
a
party.
goal every game from here on out because pooping on Patrick's lane, pooping in Patrick's lane. Greg podcast. We're gonna make a jingle. You ready right now? Pooping in Patrick's lane. What pooping in Patrick's lane. Pooping.
How do I
Sticky
poop in
fresh.
someone's lane that never scores though?
The nice thing is,
Oh yeah. Okay.
Greg has like 5 months to wait till the Leafs play the Jets again. So
Oh wait.
Yeah, they play
Do
in
hold
March.
February.
My
February,
bad.
March.
I've been
Oh,
wrong
yeah,
a lot
something.
this podcast.
Yeah, well, Cam, it's okay. You're probably just disappointed you haven't been suspended from this yet because you are a Philadelphia.
you're
Flyers
wrong
fan
with
after all.
confidence, Cam.
Yeah, exactly. The other thing too is we're sending Dan away for another
Scouting
report.
Special guest. We won't say who it is.
No,
Game.
he'll tell us we're wrong the entire time. That's all it's going to be. He'll just tell us we're wrong.
It's okay.
Okay, we'll finish up today's podcast with something we've done for the last 2 years. It started as the Michael Finn Watch. No, it was the Michael Finn Watch that evolved into the Michael Finn
Or our Arvner watch, because
Yeah.
Marner was in there too.
Marner, Strome. Oh no, yeah, Marner,
Provorov.
Strome, and Provorov were
Yeah.
all in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It got big, and then last year was the election. This year it's Patrick's Parade.
Yeah.
So we count the worst 5 teams in the NHL, starting from 5 to 1. The Carolina Hurricanes, the Los Angeles Kings, the Buffalo Sabres, the Calgary Flames, and the Arizona Coyotes.
Arizona's dead last.
Wow. They get Nolan Patrick, along with Jacob Chitrin, along with Oliver Ekman-Larsson, Dylan Strome, Max Domi,
Lawson
Anthony
Krause.
Duclair, Lawson Krause.
You know what?
And who did they draft this year? Who was their first one?
Oh, Clayton Bellows, I think.
Clayton Bellows.
By the way, I was wrong
It's
like
such a
so many podcasts ago. I said, I might even be wrong on that guy's name. An American kid. He's very good. That's all I know.
It's such a shame that nobody will be able to watch these players play because no one's going to go.
Hey, Arizona's the reason why we have Matthews. And I rest my case. Episode 116, Last Man In Podcast. If you want to email the show, lastmaninpodcast@gmail.com. If you want to listen to this show on YouTube and comment in the deli, Last Man In Podcast
Give
on
us some
YouTube.
cold cuts. What do
Yeah.
you like?
Yeah, what do you like about this podcast? What do you don't like? What don't you like?
Where are you from?
Where are you
I
from?
want to know that. That's cooler.
And the other thing too is how did you start? How did you find us? That's also
Do we have
really
a
cool.
question? No, we had a question that we wanted to know earlier.
No,
No?
no,
Yeah, that's just me.
no. That's just you, I think. And you'll probably listen back to this while you're editing. And you'll be like, "That was a question," and I just
Yeah. Oh, I do it every week.
I know.
I listen to the podcast twice.
Yeah.
I listen to it when I'm editing it, and then when
I listen
Really?
to it when I play NHL. I'm like, man, I re-listened to last week, and holy shit, was I
listened to
salty.
it.
I know
waited
Greg
till the
texted
next-
us like the next afternoon. He's like, I was mad yesterday.
Yeah, now we're just seeing the meta. We're in like the fourth.
The other thing too, if you want to tweet at the show at Last Minute PC. If you want to follow our personal accounts, all of them are there as well. And thank you to Nick from Connecticut for our intro.
Oh yeah.
We don't always thank you.
And everyone else who obviously
listens and comments.
It's awesome.
And yeah.
Can you put the Patrick Laine Dennis Bayak bit in the intro so Greg has to listen to it every
No!
week for the next year?
No, because then I have to listen to it too.
It's great.
It's not.
I don't care.